Okay, my the vet.
One moment, we're not ready just yet. 1 second here. Okay, we are officially live. Okay, my Abed.
Okay, my the vet.
Welcome back to another week. Hemnetta, how are you today?
I'm getting better. It seems like I'm getting better.
Well, good. You're looking very well today. I am actually I traveled here to New Jersey last night for a family member's 72nd birthday that's supposed to be taking place today. But we came from Virginia to New Jersey and woke up to a snowstorm.
Right,
So I think we're going to be just stuck here until tomorrow when we go home because I think they're going to be canceling the party. Although we tend not to shy away from the danger, so we'll probably go over and at least be with them, even if we can't have the full party due to the snow. But you guys get snow up here.
all the time, all the
Yeah. At home yesterday, it snowed a little bit in the morning, but not enough to even. It just came down a little bit and it didn't stick. But we woke up here and it's covered, and it's not supposed to stop until 9 tonight.
right.
So what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
So my niece supposed to be coming in. She's coming from North Carolina. So so uh so Tara's gonna pick her up from the airport.
Oh, okay, well at least she's flying and not driving.
So that's right.
Now you're in New Jersey as well, right?
No, I'm in New York.
New York, okay, but it's snowing over there.
Yes, it is.
Okay, okay, all right. Well, you can, that's all about Natur. Natur does what Natur is gonna do.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, we can get started this morning. Today is, as you all know, for both Himnetta and myself, no matter what's going on, we try to be here. I'm out of state and we are here. I think sometime in April when I go on vacation, if I'm not able to log on, then I'll get a stand in, but it's not until April. So we'll
That's
cross that bridge when the time comes.
right. Time comes.
All right. Well, let us get started as we always do. You want to go ahead and get us started with the opening of the way?
No problem. No problem.
Funny, I have to use my compass because I don't know which direction. Okay.
As we get into the pose of adoration, and as Shankar has said, that we are facing north. So you put your left foot slightly forward, and your right foot slightly back. Your left hand slightly forward, and your right hand slightly back. And as we begin with the word of life. Take your deep breath. Network in Bahet, Nuke in Bahet, network copy, Nuke copy, two and two, turn to your right. Network circuit, Nuke circuit, network capsule, Nuke capsule, two and two, turn to the right. Network us, Nuke us, network set, Nuke Amset, Dwa and Tor, turn to your right.
Netrak neat.
Netrak neat, Nuke neat, Netrak Dwa Mutef, Nuke Dwa Mutef, Dwa and Tor, turn to your right.
Netrak newt.
Netrak Newt, Nuke, Netrak Geb, Nuke, Geb,
Get
Dwa,
enter.
Netrak Shoe,
Shoe.
Shoe,
Shoe.
Shoe,
Shoe.
Shoe, Nuke,
Netrak Defnut.
Netrak Tefnut, 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 Nuke, Tefnut. Oh,
Enter.
Netrak Paut,
Enter.
Nuke, Paut,
Enter.
Dwa and Tor,
Netrak Embu.
Netrak and Boom into Netrak
Embu. Enter.
Nuke and Boom into Netrak and Boom into
Dua enter. And take your breath. Dua.
Dwa, Dwa, Dwa.
Right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
For the opening of the way, we always pay homage to Baba R Hrw, Ankh Samaj Sepata. We say Ma Ru, opener of the way, bearer of Ma'at, custodian of the Ankh. We continue the ritual which you have brought as we live and honor the legacy. All right. And on to our next order of business. Of course, our flowers that we give. As you light the candle, let me know when the candle has been lit.
So the candle has been lit.
Dua. All right. So the flowers that we give to our ancestors, we give our flowers to Mbu, all of the Netaru, Hemneter and Tepi, Jed Ma'at, Aten Ra, also known as Hemneter Jabari. Of course, we give our flowers to Hemneter Waziri for being here every week with us, and his queen, Tara, Sanette Tara, out there for allowing him the space and the time to share with us every week. And we also give flowers to all of you. As many as you may have heard, before we get started today, I do want to share something quickly. We have gained a new ancestor. Just got word of it last night. And of course, as you know, we don't rehearse any of this, so we didn't have a chance to prepare. But I do want to honor and give honor to the newly ancestor, Dr. Charles S. Finch III. And I just want to read a brief description on this master teacher here so that we all can give a moment of silence for him. So Dr. Charles S. Finch III was a prominent African-American physician, historian, and scholar, known for his extensive research connecting ancient Kemet to modern medicine, science, a world of religions, particularly Christianity, often challenging Eurocentric historical narratives through the works like African Background to Medical Science, and his appearance in the PBS For the People, the Nile Valley Conferences series. He was a Yale-educated family physician and a former Morehouse School of Medicine professor, who explored African antiquities, anthropology, and ancient science, emphasizing Africa's central role in civilization origins. His medical background: he was a board certified family physician with a medical degree from Jefferson Medical College, and he also served as an epidemiologist for the CDC. Powerful. His historical scholarship shows that he was a master teacher and author on African history, proving ancient Kemetic civilization predates many accepted timelines and countering attempts to de-Africanize the origins. He focused on East African origins of humanity and profound connections between ancient Kemet and the broader African continent. He argued for the Kemetic origins of Christianity and other major world religions, analyzing biblical figures and concepts through a Kemetic lens, as shown in his Nile Valley Conference discussions. He had many publications, including The Star of Deep Beginnings, Echoes of the Old Dark Land, and African Origins of the Major World Religions. He had quite a few television appearances, but he featured prominently in the 80s series For the People, series from South Carolina, discussing his research on ancient Kemet and Christianity. Yes, I did read that straight from Google because we had no time to prepare, but I did want to share that with you all so that we can give a moment of silence and honor Dr. Charles S. Finch III for all of his work. May the ancestors welcome him with open arms. And just a couple of, and I will be doing my best to monitor these chats as we continue. So I do want to say thank you, Dwa for Sema J. Unba. Dua for he says, Dua for our dedication, Dua for you being here. And I see our Seba Obalafu. I know I'm saying that wrong, and I know how to pronounce your name. Or Koku. Anke Ma'at to you. Yes, we lost a great mind. Yes, yes, yes. And it's one thing that I will say that's that tends to be a thing of mine is that when someone becomes a newly ancestor, you start to learn so much more than you originally knew about them while they were here in the physical realm. So I think that in essence, the man, he did so much great work. In essence, it's also inspiration and ambition for all of us to get into the works that he did do and get to know him. Now that he's an ancestor, it is our obligation and our duty to continue to speak his name, open his books, read those words, and make sure that he lives eternally as we are here. So that's one of the beauties of when we do have someone pass away, and that all of their great works come to light. All right. Well, let's go ahead and set the feather for the day, taking our 4 breaths of life. I don't have, thank you for having the bell, Dua, because I don't have my bowl with me today. So let's go ahead and take our first deep breath. And if you would ring the bell after each, the first is to clear the mind. Take your breath. And then the second is to clear the spirit. And the third is to lighten our hearts. And the fourth is to breathe in, ma'at, and exhale, ifset. I awake to live in ma'at. I align my thoughts, words, and actions with ma'at. Dua, 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 himnetter. With your permission, we can go ahead and get started, and you can present to us what we will be reading today.
We will today start out and read. I think it was page 86.
All right. So we'll be coming out of Spirituality Before Religions today, starting with page 186. And let me just edit that because it'll be going through to the end of page 187.
Right. Okay.
There we are.
All right. So So we in the book Spirituality Before Religion, and so we will start with the paragraph that says, "It is Ptah, the energy of of creation, the most great, who has given existence to all the divine powers and to their essence through his or her heart, mind, and tongue, wooed all the other members through teaching that Ptah as Ra is within everybody as heart and mind, and within every mouth as tongue of all the divine power, of all humankind, of cattle, of all creeping things, and of all living things. And he thinks his heart and mind and commands as tongue whatever he wishes. Ptah's Ra's company of the vine are before him as teeth and lips, and are the teeth and lips which establish the names of all things, and from which come forth Shu, the power of light and air, and Tefnu, the power of moisture, and brought into being the company of divine power. The seeing of the eyes, the hearing of the ears, and the breathing of the nose are communicated to the heart and mind, and the heart and mind cause all perceptions to come forth, and what the heart and mind think, and which is declared by the tongue. So were all the divine powers created, and the company of divining powers completed. Indeed, every word of the nectar came into being through that which the heart and mind thought, and the tongue commanded. Thus, by the means of the word, all faculties and qualities were fashioned and created, which furnish all food and yield all nourishment. And thus, justice is given to one who does what is loved, and punishment and death given to one who violates the law. And thus were made every work and all crafts, the actions of the arms and hands, the motion of the legs, the movement of every member of the body, according to the command which is conceived by the heart and mind and brought forth by the tongue, and which creates the fullness and action of everything. It is said of Ptah Ra then, he is he who made all created the divine power. He is Tatina, the virgin land, who produced the divine powers, and from whom entering came forth food, provisions, divine offerings, and every good thing. And thus it was recognized and understood that he is the mightiest, he is the mightiest of all divine powers. And after he or she had created all things and all the divine utterance, Ptah was pleased and rested. The Shabaka stone was written by ancient Cushites to honor the brilliance and scholars by the ancestors of the ancient. It allowed the Africans of dynasties of Cush, Kemet, to align themselves with the cosmos, and create a theory on the origins of the universe. In so doing, they were to they will recognize the creator within each person and celebrate being a god, the godling. Dr. Oyibe Yuba, a brilliant mathematician from the Ngala nation of Nigeria, has honored his Kemet ancestors like Set Bidi Shabaka paid tribute to his ancestors. Gagut is an acronym for the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem. This equation utters the outer world, the world of the stars, with the inner world, the world of the atoms. Dr. Yube has created the theory of everything that unites all things in the water of noon, which is hydrogen, or he has renamed it Afrocogen. Dr. Yebe compares Gagut with the Shabaka stone, he says. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe. Okay. Beautiful reading there. And just going back to the one of the passages here that caught my eye, and it says, "Indeed, every word of, we'll say, Neter, came into being through that which the heart and mind thought, and the tongue commanded. Thus, by means of the word, all faculties and qualities were fashioned and created, which furnished all food and yield all nourishment." And that's a powerful statement right there in itself, although the entire text is powerful. But it says, "Indeed, every word of Neter came into being through that which the heart and mind thought, and the tongue commanded." Just think of how powerful that is, that each and every one of us are interconnected to that same energy, which is why people say, be cautious of your words, because your words have power. They have power to heal, they have power to kill. What you feel in your heart and what you think in your mind and what you speak are so powerful. It's that wonderful Kemetic word that we all know, heka or hekau, which is words of power. We've heard elders say for many a years, guard your tongue. Be careful what you say, because those are some powerful seeds that are planted. Even when we speak ugly to people, we're planting those seeds in that person. Our thoughts, what we feel in our heart, what we think in our mind, and what we speak ends up becoming actionable action. We put that out into the cosmos and it becomes a part of either the balance or the imbalance. So I think that that's a super powerful statement right there. So it says, "So we are all divine powers created in the company of divining powers completed." Hear that. We are all divining powers created and the company of divining powers completed. So not only are we created, we are also completed. That right there is powerful. Powerful. We only need to see our true nature. We're all in a hurry to be something else other than what we are innately divine, what we are divine, what we already divinely are. I think that is, you always do that to me. Netter, you do this to me every week. Exactly, exactly. Sinet Cortia, completely created. Exactly. Just think of that. Think of each of us. Although we all have different names, we're short, like myself, tall, skinny, wider. We are all divining powers created and the company of the divining powers completed. So we are all perfect. It is our own outside thoughts that makes us feel that we have these imperfections and that we need to fix something about ourselves. But all divining powers created and the company of divining powers completed, which means we already inherit the divine completion. And we are our own blueprint. You are complete. That's absolutely true. But we are complete. Think about, and I don't like to do the whole, oh, the Westerns, but just think about how Western religions say that you're born into sin. So you are born with the notion that you have to chase a fix. So we're all constantly trying to fix some broken thing about ourselves, but we are already complete, divinely complete.
So true, so true.
What are your thoughts about the text, Himnetter?
It's 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 a strong text that led me to. But looking at page 186 at the bottom, and thus justice is given to one who does what is love, and punishment and death given to one who violates the law.
Mm.
And thus were made every work in all craft, the actions of the arms and hands, the motion of the legs, the motion of every member of the body, according to the command which is conceived by the heart and mind and brought forth by the tongue, and which creates the usefulness and action of everything.
Hmm.
Said Ptah Ra, then he is he who made all and created divine power. He is Tatanan, who produced the divine powers and from whom everything comes forth, food, provisions, divine offerings, and every good thing. And thus it was recognized and understood that he is the mightiest of all divine power. And after he or she had created all things and all the divine utterances, Ptah Ra was pleased and rested.
Hmm.
So so this is as Dr. Yubo says, this is the commitment to the fact that he recognized what our ancestors had been able to see and develop in this word. A powerful thought.
Yes, very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. I think that sometimes we struggle with remembering that uh we have the divine. We're already divine.
Right.
Sometimes we struggle with this, you know, and I know it's because we have the we've got to declutter the false ideology that we have regarding ourselves and those things, but it's slowly unveiling itself, and it's a wonderful thing, a wonderful thing. I'm trying to get this timer off for you, Cortia, so that you can see. Again, that was spirituality before religions. Started at page 186, and for some of you it may have gone to 188 or the bottom of 187. So that okay, here it is, getting that timer off so that you all can see that. There we go. All right. I didn't realize it was coming off, going on and off of the screen. Just want to take a look. Want to make sure I do not overlook the chat. Trying to get better at that. I do want to shout out some of the folks who I've seen come in. We've got our son Jason Holmes, Ankh and Ma'at to you. I pray that your brother is doing well and in rising up and improving and healing, as we're all praying for you and him. Ankh and Ma'at to our Sinette Kazi. That's Sinette Oye. I do see our sin there, DC Sinesi Nakai, Anka Ma'at to you. All right, Anka Ma'at, Ma'at and Walker, Anka Ma'at to all of you for always showing up and giving us support. Himnetter's always pulling out the jewels out of these texts. Now, again, we don't rehearse it. So when the Spirit leads him to whatever, it is to be read or whatever he's going to read from, it's always aligned with Ma'at, as you all can see. It always falls into a great conversation, and what better text than the one that he read today. It's still sticking with me, that statement. So we are all divining powers created and the company of divining powers completed. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. And I love the verbiage here where he says, even, where did it go? Thus it was recognized and understood that he is the mightiest of all divine powers, and that after he or she had created all things and all the divine utterances, Ptah Ra was pleased and rested. Ptah Ra was pleased and rested. The reason why we are not rested is because we're not done. Not only were the utterances of the past, now we're uncovering them and speaking them. We also must create them as well. Because
As,
we have yeah,
as you said, we're clearing all the color that we have.
that's right.
So it's important to understand that we have the what Ra has given us, but we need to clear all the clutter that is in our minds and in our hearts.
That's right.
So that's why we're doing this each and every Sunday.
That's right. That's right. And it's I can tell you on a personal aspect, it's definitely I can definitely feel the rise within the spirit, my mind, even my heart, and the words. Certain things that I would once feel. As simple as somebody cutting you off on the highway. Even those, even to the smallest fraction, things are changing. Things are, when I'm decluttering all of the junk that we've allowed into our minds, our hearts, and our tongues, and things like that, even our actions. As the things are becoming more clear and the clutter is clearing out, I'm able to better stay grounded in my art and the things and the thoughts that I have towards people when things don't go your way. Like I said, even as something as simple as somebody cutting you off on the road, weaving in and out of traffic. You know, first thing you want to do is, you want to cuss them out. I used to even be worse, throw stuff at them, I mean, just, but even the smallest thought no longer rises that way. Now, and I don't, it's just the practice of staying grounded over time. Now, if it happens and you see, and I just say, I pray that they get to where they're going. Maybe they're an emergency. Maybe, they need to get there. Whatever the case may be, I'm not necessarily considering what their situation is because they're not considering who they're cutting off. But I have that moment there to pause and to not think the thought that I once thought, say the words that I once said, throw pennies at them like I once did. So with this work that we're doing, not only here every Sunday, but in our daily lives of finding tangible ways to stay grounded, to stay focused, to stay decluttered, and to continue to declutter what doesn't serve us, it's becoming a lot clearer. And you find yourself just naturally thinking good thoughts, feeling good things. Even when I'm at my lowest, there's times that we all are at our lowest, whether we're sick, whether we're financially struggling with our health, whatever the case may be. Nothing really feels that bad. You know what I mean? Anymore. So I definitely give my honor to the work that we are all continuing to do and striving to become more grounded in this way of life. It's been a journey, but it's definitely, when we are decluttering with all the worldly things that are going on, it is becoming more clear. And again, when we speak about these utterances, we're pulling and uncovering and unveiling the utterances, but we also are here in a modern time. So we have to actually create utterances, because at some point our utterances will be ancient as well. So we have to remember to leave that, just like these things were left in stone for us. They've been placed in books for us to open and to read the words. And as we speak, you know how Christians say that the Bible is the living word of God. It's the living word because you're reading it and speaking it, just like each and every one of these texts. As we read certain passages aloud, as we read them to ourselves and in our minds, we are bringing them to life by simply opening the books and reading them. And boy, when we speak them, just like right now, we have, however many people we have watching. These things are recorded. They will stay there. Somebody else will see this video. Somebody will share this video. And don't get it twisted. It's not about the numbers or following, but we're bringing something to life. That is what makes a living word. And then we look at these things and we take actions and we make changes and we make adjustments. And as we declutter our minds, our hearts, our actions, our words, and begin to replace them with what's right, with what's within Ma'at, with what's in balance with Ma'at and align with the things that we're striving to live for, we bring them to light. Then we create new utterances in our modern Western world that we live in. We become the utterances, because it's now coming to a point where these things can no longer be covered up. You cannot erase what was created, what was first, what's always going to be here, what'll be here long after we're gone. We are now becoming those footsteps. So for that, I appreciate everything that you bring to us every week. From all the passages that you bring, is always divinely ordered. It's always at the right time and in the right place. Let's take a look and see if there are more comments. Let's see. That's right. Oh, thank you, Cortia. She says she gives duo for Sundays too. I feel every week I look forward to it. Every week because it's a recharge. And I hope that a lot of you feel the recharge too. It's something that gets us started out for the week. And again, the decluttering, we all work full time. Those of us that have to go out and hustle and bustle and work full time jobs. I work customer service, and that's not easy. You know what I mean? um, on the other end, and I know that our son Jason, he can agree that it's not easy being in service to people. It's really not. But it also comes natural when Ma'at is a focus or a focal point of your life. So these Sundays definitely help. Our connections help. Our conversations when we have them are very, very inspirational and motivational, and the ambition to keep going and to keep staying grounded. And sometimes it even reminds me when I need to reground, when I might be acting out of pocket, even if nobody else knows. I know. It's the same with each and every one of us. We're acting out of pocket. Everybody sees we're on camera. They see our smiles. They see our Joy R Hrw. They see our orange. Everything is, we're smiling and we're giving myrrh, but everything's not always roses. So we have to remember that even when those things that people don't see, how to reground. Remember how to reground. All we're doing is remembering who we are anyway. We're not changing, we're becoming. Becoming. And I always suggest that those of us that initiated through the Shrine of Ma'at, there was one process that we all went through, which was the Kepper process. I still use that. When I know that things feel off or I'm acting out of pocket, I go back to that Kepper process because that helps to reground. Sometimes I don't even have to write it down anymore because if you do it often enough, you can do it right in your mind at the drop of a dime. Let's see, is there anything else over? See, Sinet Oyo says, it's a constant checking on oneself to make sure oneself is in alignment with Ma'at at all times. You got that right. Absolutely. It's what I always say to myself is weighing the scales, weighing your own scales. How much do you weigh today? And that's not the pounds, but we're talking about our deeds against, the heart against the feather. What have we put on our heart today? And how can we unload that weight that's unnecessary? We've been weighted down enough. If we weren't, we wouldn't be having these conversations on Sundays because we would already be where we're trying to get to. We would have already become. Anything to add to that, Hymnetter?
Well, from what you're saying, you're hitting all the points, and the fact that in my heart right now, I'm thinking it is something that when we're dealing with the fact of understanding the spirituality, that we are connecting to Ma'at and the divine offerings that we have created, and we come back to that to be able to discuss who we are and what we are here for and what we are to discuss is very important. So I'm thankful for that, and thankful for the fact that we can speak and offer, because we understand that Patah Ra has given us the power to do all things which we need to do to help one another. And so the fact that anything that we need, we can do it together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I. All right. Now, I was just checking to see, because I do not like to miss any birthdays. And I did not see Any of the, let me take a look real quick just to be sure. I didn't see any solar returns. So if there is a solar return that had, and you're not on Facebook or any of that, we do want to say, if you are out there and you're listening, we do wish you the happiest, and I say HAPI, happy birthday, BEARTHDA. We do have the comedic term happy birthday, but I say happy because I want your life to continue to flow like the Nile River. And I say birthday because that's BER, birth, and your day. It's just a term that I use because I feel that it flows and it invites continual life, continual progress, and continual becoming for all of you. So if you do have a birthday out there, happy birthday to you, happy solar return, and we wish you many more trips around the sun. Um, if there is anybody out there right now, which I usually don't say this because we get prayer requests before, but I'd like to, because we have folks that are here from our WhatsApp, we have folks that are on YouTube, we have folks that are from the Shrine of Ma'at. If there is anybody out there at this time that is in need of prayer, whether you're going through something, whether it's a family member going through something, please put that in the chat so that we can raise the vibration and say a prayer for you or your loved one. You do not have to, we don't ask that you disclose any of the business, but you can share with us what you choose to. If there is anyone out there that is in need of prayer, that's going through something, or has a family member going through something, a friend that's going through something, a pet that's going through something, let us know. We definitely want to make sure to raise the vibration for you, for all of us that are here, and that we say a special word for you again. And I did mention pets. It could be your plants, it could be whatever. All living things are interconnected. So whatever that might be for you, please feel free to put that in the chat so that we can mention that. I will always, always, always raise the vibration for our sin Jason, for our sin Atan, for you, Himnetter Wasiri, and as well as Himnetter Ames. Um, because I know what's going on, and all of us know what's going on with you all. I know that Sin Jason's been spending many nights in the hospital sharing that load with his niece. I know that Sinatan is dealing, with things with his mother and his father as well. And again, as we are all doing what we can to be there for others, we also have to make sure and understand that it's not selfish to take space for yourself. Because if you are pouring from an empty cup, there's not much you can offer either. So Himnet, I always stress that to you. Sometimes I have to get on the phone with Sinette Terra and we have to fuss to figure out how we're going to sit you down somewhere. But it's all out of love because we want your healing to take place. We want to make sure that as you're doing whatever you can to be there for all of us and others and your wife and your family, that you are taking the time for yourself as well and making sure that you get the rest and the proper, necessary healing that you need. With our Himnet or Ames, you all reach out to him, give him a call, see how he's doing. I know he hasn't been here with us for a while, but we do know that he is going through treatment and it could be taking a toll. Same with my stepmother. In the beginning, when you're doing chemo and radiation, you think it's a breeze until it starts to hit you. So it can often make you feel a lot worse than the actual illness itself. So for all of those that are out there going through something, we just want to make sure that you know that we're with you. And that really is the purpose of us being here every week, to make sure that we support each other and that we send that myrrh and that healing energy out there. Now in the comments, I don't see any specific prayers or anything like that. So I just wanted to make sure that we open that up in case anybody did have anything that they would like us to address.
Okay.
Okay. As far as announcements go, besides the passing of our beloved master teacher, Dr. Charles Finch III, I do not have. There are some there maybe there is an announcement. Again, if you have not joined that WhatsApp group, make sure you get connected. There are a lot of things coming down the pike for the Kemetic community, for all shrines, all different types of African spiritual and African centered things that are going on. And one thing I want, as I think of things and things that people are doing, I want to make sure that I always mention them. I saw him, Netter Jamar Milton, maybe not in the room, but I did see him like the video. I know that you all may be familiar with him, Netter Jamar, but if you're not, you better check out his music if you haven't already. That brother guy, if you're into hip hop, yeah, that's just check it. I'm not even going to give it away. Just check it out. If you don't know about his music, you better ask somebody. He is on from the Lighthouse. And I always, as I think about the things that people are doing, I always like to mention it in case you didn't know. Now that's something that you all should know already. But if you haven't heard, now you know. You know what I mean? Just in case. And again, in that WhatsApp group, there's a lot of information, a lot of people sharing good information. We are starting a book club that will be, discussing books. I think the book that we're working on right now is called A Life-Centered Life, Living Ma'at by Raketi Amen. It's a very, very small book. I think 57 pages. It's like a pamphlet, but it's a great topic opener for our book club that we're going to start discussing books. So if you're interested in that, please get involved in the WhatsApp. And I think that that's something that's very, very inspiring because it's not isolated to one shrine or one temple. It's a community across the globe, So I think that's something very beautiful that's going on. Outside of that, I don't have any other announcements. Do you?
No, not at this time. But I think as we keep on doing what we're doing, and the fact that we understand that we want to live and do my, as each one of us come on to this conversation that we share, and so together we offer the things that Patara has given us the power to do. So we understand what we can do and how we can touch each and every one of us. So we are thankful for this Dwa Ember. So
Absolutely. I didn't bring I didn't bring my scales with me, so we won't be balancing the scale. But I will say, for Dwa R Hrw, may your eye remain whole within us. May your hearts be light and our deeds be upright and our lives offerings. Let our lives be offerings of Ma'at. To that, I just say Ankh Uja Seneb to all of you. Ankh Uja Seneb Neb, which is life, prosperity, and health to all of you. And with that, we'll close out unless you have anything to add.
No, not at all. That's beautiful, beautiful closing.
Until next week, you all, Shema Ma'at, may your hearts be light. And we're always there for you. Have a good week. Be blessed.